Welcome back to Grenoble here on Football Manager 24. We have just finished up our Ligue season as champions of Ligue. We have secured that automatic promotion bid along with Saint Etienne. These three teams still need to play their playoff. If we take a look at the Ligue 1 standings, Havre AC and Metz are both getting the automatic relegation, and then whoever wins that playoff will take this spot, whether it's Clermont or one of those three teams down in Ligue 2. It is currently in the playoff quarterfinal between Rodez and Bordeaux. That is the first round of that playoff. Whoever wins this will then move on to face Auxerre, and then whoever wins this will then play Clermont to decide who gets that last spot in Ligue 1. But we are going to embark on our offseason here, prepare for a season where it is going to flip one of the coolest dynamics of European soccer to me, or just soccer in general, is one of the reasons why one of the reasons that it clicked for me for some reason was the pyramid system, the promotion and relegation system in all these leagues. I mean, you dominate a league like this, and then you go up to the top flight, and all of a sudden, you're just trying to survive. Like, you look at Ligue all this season, Havre got promoted from Ligue 2 to Ligue 1 the season before us. So they're just coming right back down. That's just how tough it is to stay up. A lot of times that does happen, from what I've seen. But, we're going to attempt to not be in one of these final three spots. Try to finish somewhere in this range is probably our goal. As far as what we're going to be doing as a tactic to achieve that goal, I've talked about how I want to possibly run a 5 at the back system with 3 center backs, and I do believe that that is something we are going to do. I'm going to adjust this once we get a little bit farther into the offseason here, once we figure out like who we're going to bring in and whatnot. Right now it is 20 days until the transfer window opens. We have $5 million in the transfer budget. We have $3.13 million in payroll to work with. So we could bring in a couple of decent players here, or we could possibly even move some of this transfer budget into our scouting budget if we really wanted to, and scout the whole world. That is definitely something we could do. Honestly, I might even do that. I might even, or at least at the very least, I might just scout all of Europe. But this is not something I've been able to do in quite a while, because we started off in that save with the EPL where basically money is fake and you can just do whatever the hell you want. But ever since then, I've been playing all these lower league saves where you don't have the budget, just be doing scouting the world all the time, having 15 scouts in your staff, not actually that much, but you know what I mean. We've been having to actually not spend as much money as you would if you were in the EPL, obviously, because that is the richest league in the world. But yeah, we might be trying to scout either Europe or the world. I think at the very least Europe. We'll just do that right now. We'll change it to Europe right now. Bump this up to, okay, I can't go. We'll just go 600. Why not? I mean, if it's only going to let me go to 600, we might as well just do the world. If it's going to make me, if I just go straight from 61 to 600,000, we might as well just do scouting the world. So we're going to scout the world. Still leaves us with 4.6 million in transfer budget. We can, use all this transfer budget to buy players, or we could even put some of this transfer budget into our payroll budget and try to do that. Maybe we pick up some free transfer guys who maybe don't have a high transfer fee, and we can use that to pay more players to the payroll. We will have to see how things go in this offseason, but I generally do think the idea is that we're going to be running like a 5 at the back system. So probably something along the lines of, because we want to have wingers, so I would imagine that we're probably going to be doing something like this, like a 5-2-3, and dropping our midfield down into a DM role, really solidifying this back defensive situation with the 3 central defenders. We'll probably change some of these guys' roles with 2 wing backs pushed a little bit farther up, basically in line with these defensive midfielders. We still have the 2 wingers, and that was probably going to be a deep lying forward, because we're really going to have to connect this whole wide open gap right here. But that just makes sense to me. We have wingers. We want to use wingers. A lot of the other 5-2-2, or a lot of the other 5 formations don't have wingers. They have, this doesn't have any wingers at all. It has a central midfielder and DM. We don't really want to do that. At least I don't think, because we have wingers, we want to utilize them. So I'm thinking that the 5-2-3 is probably going to be the best formation for us this season. As far as what the roles will be, we would obviously have to see what it's going to be. But definitely the middle guy will be on cover. And then whether these outside guys are like wide center backs or ball playing defenders, we will have to see based on personnel and whatnot as we get through the off season here. I would definitely want this guy on like sweeper keeper support, probably, maybe defend. We definitely want wing backs. We probably, yeah, because we're probably going to have both of these guys on inside forward like we had this season. So, like, let's just say inside forward, just to, have the baseline of what we're doing here, deep lying forward on attack to link up here. And then we would probably have, yeah, like a deep lying playmaker support with maybe either an anchor or just a defensive midfielder on defend regular. Maybe this guy's a segundo volante. We could play with some things. We have a decent amount of midfield players. Now, this does make it so it takes away what we were playing in midfield of 3 with 2 central midfielders and a defensive midfielder in the 4-3-3 last year, and now we only have 2 midfielders. So that is going to take away one of our midfield options, which currently we have guys like Theo Valls, Dante Rigo, and Jesse Benet might be... This is going to be a problem. We're either going to have to train Jesse Benet to play defensive mid. Like right now, he's competent there. So I guess, yeah, he could still play defensive mid. Maybe we don't have to get rid of him. But I mean, we could look to possibly sell him. I mean, he was really good for us this season. He is very expensive, or he has a very high value. So he could be somebody we look to possibly try to sell at some point or something. But I believe isn't he our captain? I think he's like our captain. He's our assistant captain. Okay. So, or vice captain, rather. But yeah, I mean, we have a decent amount of midfield options. So, like, Benet, here he's only listed as a regular midfielder, but he can play in a defensive role, probably more so as a deep-lying playmaker rather than like a true DM, because he only has 8 tackling. Definitely more so a central midfielder who can also move up into the attacking mid-role. So maybe he is somebody we look to possibly sell, try to get, a couple $1 million from selling him. That could definitely be valuable. Bring in some more players who are more suited for this 5 at the back role that we're doing. We obviously have Theo Valls, who can definitely play in a DM role. He's accomplished down there. I mean, he could play either a regular DM or he could play a deep-lying playmaker. He was a box-to-box in the mid for us last season. We have Dante Rigo, who is a natural defensive midfielder. He was playing as the deep-lying playmaker for us last year. Maybe we make him a roaming playmaker this season because that is his best role. We could even possibly try to look at being a regista. I've never really used a regista before because it's a very unique role that you don't really have players who can play that role when you're in like a poor league. So like even if we did say make this a regista, and then okay, we have multiple players who can do that. So it would be like Rigo, Valls, Mbemba, who I'm not even sure if is going to be on this team next year. Jesse Benet could do it like somewhat well. And then we've got guys like Torre, Alabi, Namaga's not going to be here, Perez is not going to be here. Jacob Jenna will be here, so will Maega, but they are not like regista type guys. Like Jenna is definitely just like a regular DM sort of player. Also, somebody who probably is not going to be getting looked at as highly once we get to Ligue 1, because I don't believe these ratings have updated yet for being in Ligue 1, but once we do get actually promoted into the league, a lot of our guys like this are suddenly not going to be looking like they could be serviceable, like he is right here. He's going to be looking more so like he is just kind of like a meh player who we can't really use that well. Alabi might be like that as well, but I think Alabi's versatility and his traits make him still pretty useful. Not as a starter, obviously, but still as useful to have on the team. But yeah, we will just right now put that on deep-lying playmaker. And I would imagine that it's probably going to look something like this. I would probably might end up leaning like these inside forwards on attack, and then the wingbacks are on support. So we have 3 attack up front with 3 support. and 4 defensive roles, and then the keeper on support or defensive, depending what we choose. And then as far as the mentality go, we would have multiple mentalities. Let's just remove this while we're at it. This is our main tactic. As far as the mentality goes, we would probably just have like a similar, like we would have the same formation, 3 tactics training, and we would probably have like a positive one, a balanced one, and a cautious one. And they would probably all be pretty similar. It would mainly just be for training the mentality, I would imagine. Maybe the cautious one is a bit more cautious. Like in possession, we're probably just in general going to be looking for a higher tempo. Probably running at defense to help with our counterattack. Possibly even going really wide. That could be something we do. Maybe going narrow. I'll probably just keep it regular right now, but we definitely want to run at defense. We definitely want to pass into space. We definitely want to play for set pieces as an underdog. We could go for hit early crosses and just always go for whipped crosses, but I'll probably just leave that all unchecked for now. And then in transition, we're probably going to be looking at something like countering. We'll leave this unchecked. Distribute quickly. And then maybe even just going for something wild like throw it long to the flanks, distributing quickly, trying to really encourage those just get it the hell up on the counterattack sort of situations, because that's probably going to be a big thing for us this year. Maybe not this when it comes to the positive tactic, maybe something more just like distribute to center backs in general, and just be like in transition, just regular distribute to center backs and then work it up as quick as we possibly can. Out of possession, we're definitely going to be doing the same mid-block with a higher defensive line. We definitely want to be pressing, maybe something like this, but we'll probably just leave it like that for now. We want to get stuck in, and then we'll probably like invite crosses. Do something like that. And then let's just say we'll copy this. And then let's just say this one is the cautious tactic. And then on the cautious tactic, we're probably doing something where it is, yeah, still that, but then in transition on defense, just to get up the field more quickly, we're going to be going distribute quickly, distribute the flanks, throw it long to the flanks. And that's probably something that we're going to be looking to do. If we had like a target forward up here, we might do that, but we don't have a target forward. We're going to have Pastalacci at that spot. So I think throwing it to the flanks where we have 2 players on each side is going to be a decent way to get it up there. So I'd imagine that's probably going to be what the cautious tactic is going to be. We're going to leave that the way it is. And then the balance will probably just be like a happy medium between the two. But at the very least, we'll have a positive and a cautious tactic. And yeah, that's probably what it's going to be looking like. We might make some changes here and there. Maybe we'll throw in like the third tactic is like another positive tactic, and just to get it training, we throw it on whipped crosses, hit early crosses. So I'm just over here looking at players in range. We have it sorted by 19 to 28 for age, and I have them as accomplished in DM and defender center, and we want to make sure they're EU nationals so we don't have to worry about the foreign players thing. But although I think that goes away in League One, I'll have to double check, but just in case I had it checked on. And this guy is somebody I've had on my shortlist for a bit here, Jean-Philippe Gibabin, something like that. He played for Dunkirk last year. Before that, he was with Everton. And, you know, Dunkirk's getting relegated, so this guy's not going to be playing in even League 2 next season. They're going to be in the National. Doubt this guy wants to be in the National. He's also an expiring contract here. You can see all these teams want this guy at the end of his contract. Hull is a championship side in England. They want him. Eupen is a Belgian side that I see all the time. Charleroi is a Belgian side. Leuven is a Belgian side. Watford is a championship side in England. St. Gallen is in Switzerland. Troyes is League 2. I think this guy is pretty decent. He's got 16 tackling. He's got decent ratings. He's got really good natural fitness. And he's not even going to be that expensive. I think this guy could absolutely slot in. The thing is, he's probably going to want to start most matches. That's really the only downside. But it's like, hey man, you're going to be in League All. if you come to us. So, like, if I say, hey man, like, what if we approach to sign you? This starts at the end of your contract. I mean, look at this. Fourth in league to a distance covered, passes completed, pass completion percentage, passes completed per 90, 12th in unexpected positive key headers or something like that, progressive passes. He's got a bunch of positive stuff here. I mean, that's just a ton of positive stuff. He is injury prone, apparently, and he gets a lot of fouls. But I mean, everybody gets fouls. That's just how it works. So what if we say squad player? He would do that. Dude, come to League All. I don't like that their estimated salary is way below what he said he was going to sign for. So what if I just say he has good patience, so we can negotiate a bit here. What if we drop this down to like 388? 3 years, maybe not, maybe 2. I don't usually like doing substitute fees or appearance fees. We will do a shutout bonus, maybe like 1.5. Okay. I guess 3 years not the end of the world. He'd be 28, 29, 30. Not 590 though. Maybe 465. How do you feel about that? Okay. What if we drop this down to here? Okay, he's not budging off of 3 years. Okay. I mean, let's just finalize it and see if he even wants to come here anyways. There's other teams competing. We got the offer out there. We have a bunch of payroll budget we can move in and out. That guy would be a free transfer at the end of his contract. So it's not even going to take anything out of this transfer budget. But I think that guy could absolutely help us as a squad player next season. So yeah, we're going to offer him. Be that DM center back guy I was talking about. He could be like that true defensive midfielder who could come in off the bench for us and also be a center back in like a Jacob Geno role, sort of, but like a bit better of a Jacob Geno. All right, so I was curious, so I looked at the League One registration rules, and it's pretty much the same except for in League Two, it is 2 non-EU players. In League All, it is 4 non-EU players. So goes up by 2, so we still have to not go crazy on signing guys that are not EU players, but we could afford to have a couple more. All right, so we came back in on this guy, Alexis Claude Maurice. Remember him? He was that winger. Okay, we can't leave this page until it's finalized. I could have sworn it said don't leave that page, but anyways, Alexis Claude Maurice, he was the guy from Nice that they released. And he can play both wings. He would mainly be looked at as an inside forward on the left wing. He is somebody that, I mean, what are all these teams that are interested in him? Serie B, Portuguese, second division in Spain, Portuguese. I mean, I think he's good. I think he's decent. The thing is, did it really take me out of that page? No, it didn't. So, he would want a pretty penny, for sure. But, like, this guy could be, like, a useful player for us. Like, he can play on both wings. He's got decent feet to cut in on both sides. If we ever decided to move to like a formation like a 4-2-3-1, he could play that role too. He can play a little bit of striker, even as like a false 9, which is definitely an option in this system we have. He can't play DM, obviously he's an attacking player, but I like this guy. I think he could be decent, and it just depends on if we want to give him this money. So I think I'm going to finalize that deal, I think, and see what happens as we go on. And now Matthias Terrain wants an improved contract. I really don't think you deserve an improved contract. You're only a 3-star player. You are not that level of dude. And you want to be sold for quite a decent, pretty penny. Where is he in the squad dynamics? Is he like... He's a highly influential player. All right. That throws a wrench in things. I mean, he really wasn't that impressive for us this season. So I would kind of be interested in selling him. We might just do that. Let's go discuss new contract, I guess. Doesn't reflect the player you've become. I don't think you're that good, buddy. I don't know what you're talking about. You have plenty of time remaining in your current deal. He's downcast. If you're not being paid correctly. Okay, well now he has to consider his options. Okay. Well, we're gonna go transfer. Offer via transfer room. And let's just say, we'll leave it unspecified. And we'll just offer him via the transfer room and see what comes back. And also, I forgot to look at the guys we have coming back from loan, like this guy who's a winger. So maybe we don't bring in a winger. I don't think we bring in that expensive winger because we have this guy coming back from loan. I like the wingers we already have. I don't think we need to bring in a winger, especially a guy who's making that much money. So, like, Jariu here is going to come back to us this season. Baptiste Isola is a interesting player, but he's not really going to play too much. We know about Matthew Mione. Boise is a target forward type guy who's really not any good. And Mbula is somebody that we loaned out after we bought him for cheap last season. Young guy, currently loaned out at a Belgian side. And as far as guys who are expiring contracts, it is Maeli, Elaine, Perez, and Namaga. Namaga, Perez, and Elaine are definitely not coming back. Maeli, maybe. Like, he's 19. He could be decent someday. So we might look to extend him and possibly try to sell him at some point. As far as guys on the second team who are expiring contracts, Boise, who we know about, yeah. It's probably just Maeli, who we bring back. And then the U19 guys, yeah, probably just Maeli. So let's just go ahead and offer him a deal right now. Jehami. Let's just say you're a future prospect. I will find you a loan. Why not? You're not going to play for us. And I'm not trying to do no appearance fee shit or anything like that. Come on. There you go. He'll do that, and then we'll try to loan him out. I'll just go ahead and offer him on the loan list right now. So Bordeaux did indeed beat Rodez. So Rodez is going to be in League 2 again. It is between Angers and Bordeaux to decide who wins this and who will play Clermont to decide who gets that last spot in Ligue 1. Kind of want to see it be one of these teams just because we have another team that we're familiar with up in the top flight. And we have received our end-of-season review here for the 23-24 season. The new arrivals, it was selected on him. They're saying that our backup keeper was the signing of the season for us. Sure, why not? He played 14 games and wasn't awful. How many goals did he concede? 16 goals in 14 games. I guess that's whatever. He played a decent role while Mablot had multiple injuries. There you have it. The season to remember. We get that champion spot in the league. We win League 2, get that automatic promotion. I mean, it was just a great season. We start off 2-0, then we lose 2, and then we go on a 5-game win streak. And then we had this huge streak where we never lost a game. We lost a weird one to QRM, and then we had another streak where we had lost a game, lost to Paris FC, and then we finished the season with 7 straight wins, with 10 of our last 11 being wins in this run right here. I mean, we just We tore it up in League 2 this season. And then in the French Cup, we made a decent run of the French Cup as well. We got to, what was it, like the semifinals or something like that? Quarterfinal. We reached the quarterfinal of the French Cup. And yeah, then we lost to Marseille. But we did beat two Ligue 1 sides in Nice and Stade de Reims, who we'll be seeing next season in our actual league. Moments to remember, our biggest win was 6-0 over this team in the French Cup. In the French Cup. Match to remember was us beating Saint Etienne here in August. Pastolacci and Ba both scored. Goal of the season was one of the goals from... That's Vols, isn't it? Yes, Vols, a strike from 27 yards out and a 6-0 victory in the French Cup. Sure, why not? Finances. We have the same reputation, the same reputation of 3 stars. Our annual revenue in here is not applicable for everything, so I guess everything just stayed the same. No new sponsorships, but we've definitely helped the club's finances. Cool. Sounds good to me. Our best 11: Pastolacci, Sanyang, Sylvester, Benet, Vols, Rigo, Mendy, Diarra, Chapche, Touraine, and Mableau. Honestly, now that I'm looking at this, I don't know. The fact that we have these 3 midfielders, I feel like we just have to run a 3 midfielder system. Like, we might just run the 4-3-3, but play it as a more counter-attacking system this year. Rather than trying to be, like, ball... Not that we were, like, trying to do possession, but, like... I don't know. It's just, like, I don't know if this 3 center-back system is going to work because, like, we have the young guys who want to get involved. We can still get them involved as subs. We don't need to start Seri Kaya or Sean Teep. So I think that we are just going to be a 3 midfielder team. Again, a 4-3-3. I think it just makes the most sense. We have those 3 really good midfielders between Rigo, Vols, and Benet, so we might as well do it. As far as our accolades, the fans' player of the season was Rigo. The young player of the season was Pastolacci. Signing of the season was Loish. Goal of the season we knew about. Top goal scorer, Pastolacci. Most assists was Vols. Most player of the matches was Pastolacci. Highest average rating was Rigo. Most passes completed per 90 was Seri Kaya, apparently. And then Pastolacci broke the goal record for the club for overall and league goals. Most goal in a match, Rigo. Most goals by a player in a league match. Most assists by a player in a season. Most shutouts in a season. Most player in a match. Player of the match awards. Worst discipline was Sanyang. Mableau had the most appearances by a player. Youngest player was Belkir, the Algerian 18-year-old striker. Oldest player was Mableau. Fastest goal was Pastolacci. Youngest goal scorer was Seri Kaya. And then Jehemi Bella was the oldest goal scorer while in on loan. So there you have it. History in the making. We win the league. Solid stuff. Love to see it. We, a total of 3 players with huge potential were signed. We had an upset over Nice. We had an upset over Stade Reims. We win League 2. We completed the signing of a youth intake guy. We had a club record for 7 matches in a row with a 1. And Pastolacci broke the club record for goals in a season. All major moments here in 2024. And classic PSG has won the French Cup. They beat these guys? Didn't these guys suck this year? Like, they were awful in Ligue 1. Yeah. This was the team that I was looking at because I was like, how the hell... Yeah, these guys. I was like, how the hell are they so close to the relegation zone? Like, these guys were the guys who dominated Ligue 1 in the 2000s. And now they just suck, but they somehow made it to the French Cup final. Did I also just see... Okay, so Auxerre beat Bordeaux, and now it's Auxerre and Clermont taking on each other to decide who stays or who will be promoted to Ligue 1. Here we go, the commercial summary. We have 2 new sponsorship deals. as well as our most notable one is a secondary kit sponsor, which is now worth way more. So our sponsorship, everything's going up. We got green arrows going up. Line must go up. Love to see it. Also, our average ticket price is increasing, as well as our average season ticket price. But then our projected yearly earnings are down a little bit. Alrighty, so on second thought, I think that this is what we're going to roll with, something like this. I think we are still going to, we're going to try to sell Mendy, and we're just going to not have a left back. Our left back is essentially just going to be another center back, so we're still going to have like this 3 center back system is how it's going to work in possession. We're going to have an inverted fullback, which is going to be Shantip. Kaya can play here as well. Now, this does mean that we need to pick up another guy who can play center back. So that other guy we were looking at, who we offered a bid to, if we get him, he would be a center back role for us, because Kaya right now is like hybrid backup center back and an inverted fullback over here. We might even still look to bring in another guy as well as a backup here in this 3-man situation. This means that we're going to do fullback. We might move this to wingback support, but right now we're going to just leave it on fullback. But it could be a wingback, but it is going to be back here in this defensive alignment formation. And then we're keeping these roles: Sanyang on winger, Sylvester as the advanced playmaker, or advanced playmaker, deep lying forward, Mazzala box to box, and then since we're going to have this 3-back defensive, basically working as 3 center back situation, that is going to allow us to move Rigo into a deep lying support role, deep lying playmaker support role, rather than defend like he was last year, where we wanted a 3rd defending role. We might even be able to unleash him as a roaming playmaker, perhaps, and let him get up the field more. But for right now, we're going to keep him as a deep-lying playmaker support, but we might look into doing a roaming playmaker. That might be something we switch to in games and whatnot, or we might just roll with it. We'll have to see how it goes, but I think this is what we're going to rock with. I don't have a guy selected here right now because Terrain right now, I believe, is going to get sold. So we might sell Terrain. Mendy is somebody we are going to put on the transfer window as well. He's now transfer offered. See what offers we get for him, Terrain, and we also did with Mbemba. So we should be bringing in another center back type who can fill in over here on top of also the guy we offered, assuming we get him. And then I'm thinking that Torre, we do like Torre. We like a lobby. Geno is decent-ish. We might try to bring in, another legit midfield option, because, we like Torre, and if we look at the situation with the backups here, right now it's something like this, where it would be probably Ba, Amine, Torre, Kaya, Alabi, where we have 3 spots open. So we would bring in, say, if we look at the transfers, these are all just guys we thought we tried to offer trials to that did not accept them. If we get this Jean-Philippe guy, he'll come in and be that backup DM/center back. He can't actually play there. He can train there and possibly play there. He can even play the regular midfield. So he's even more versatile. If we bring him in as a squad player, we would like to see that. So he comes in. We would like to possibly bring in another center back type who is maybe versatile as well. I think we are going to cancel the transfer on this guy, I'm thinking, because we have 3 spots. We could bring him in, and then that adds another wing to this mix. So then we would be looking to bring in maybe a regular midfielder. Yeah. I think that's probably what we're going to roll with, is bring in another regular midfielder. So another center back on top of Jean-Philippe. He would fill this role. The guy from Nice, what's his name? Alexis Claude Maurice. He would come in and fill this spot, and then we would have one more spot open for like another backup, like center back, possibly hybrid type guy who can maybe play here or here as well. Because I do like the versatility. Our backup right back would be a lobby right now. We like a lobby. It would be. And then we also need to look to get a starter at right back because we're selling Terrain. Or ideally we're selling Terrain. We're just assuming he's getting sold. So Terrain, Mbemba, probably getting sold. A lobby we like as the backup at that position. And we could even, if we wanted to, push him down to be in like the just outside of the thing, because he is only promised a fringe player role. He might be a bit less valuable in Ligue 1, but his versatility, I think, makes him still quite valuable because he can play like everywhere. And I do like his traits as well. So, right back starter, another center back sort of type guy, and like a midfielder, center midfield option who can maybe also play DM as like a playmaker type backup for this midfield we have going on. I think those are the main things we are going to be looking to bring in here. And remember that Claude Maurice here can actually play some of that center mid too. So he gives us a bit of versatility there and on both wings and even as like a deep lying forward false nine sort of guy in that striker role. So he's valuable. Right now, if we look at our finances, we're still well under. Our committed spending is still way under the payroll, so we're going to be looking for dudes. Now, I was considering, hey, we need a right wing back. What about Zachary Guillard? Unfortunately, he must have regressed, or maybe this is showing us now what it's like at Ligue 1, and he doesn't look as nearly as good. So he's not going to be an option for us at that position, unfortunately. All right, so we have received an offer for Terrain from Aruca, a Portuguese Premier League side. Unfortunately, the offer is not really what I was hoping for. I was hoping we would get something more like up to in the 4 range, but 2 million isn't the end of the world. Like, that just also confirms to me, like, this guy's not worth the contract that he was probably going to offer, or probably going to want. And there are multiple teams that are wanting him. So he's interested to speaking with them, but like I also would prefer like, hey man, if you're going to offer something, why don't you just go ahead and fucking offer it? Yeah. We can get a better offer for him. Unfortunately, there were no offers for Mbemba. What if we talk to him? He's offended. Okay. That's fair enough. So I just don't think we're going to be able to sell Mbemba. Unless we transfer list him, because I just don't think he's going to play. He's, like, not good enough to play. Truly. So we're going to transfer list him. I know that cuts into their value, but we got to get something for him, because I just don't think he's going to be able to play. And I don't want him just rotting away on the roster, making $100,000. All right, so apparently Mbemba is seeking an improved contract. Yeah, all right, he's not getting that. But Valls and Sylvester are both guys who they strongly recommend that we offer new contracts to. I would probably agree on Sylvester since he's 24. But I don't know if I agree on Valls. If they want new contracts, they can come to us. We're not going to, like, do the initiative. Like, if they want the new contract, come to me. Be like, hey, man, we want a new contract. Then I'll be like, okay, we'll give you a new contract. But I'm not going to be like, hey, we'll give you a contract even though you haven't asked for one. So they're saying that we should hire a technical director, and I'm just laughing at this guy's name is Adama Traore, which, isn't that the guy on Fulham? Is that not the guy on Fulham, Adama Traore? I guess they're not going to... Yeah, it is. Adama Traore. That's the guy on Fulham who's jacked to the gills. The European Championship squads have been named. Apparently, I've heard of this guy. Olivier Giroud. This guy is one of the best French players of all time. And I've heard of him because he's one of the best French players of all time. And apparently he played for Grenoble back in the day. 02 to 09. Made 23 appearances. Hell yes. Jean-Philippe Gebamin, whatever this guy's name. Bamin? It's probably Bamin. Gamin. Either the G or the B is probably silent if I had to guess, but Jean-Philippe here, he has indeed rejected an offer from Hull in the championship, and he has decided to sign here in Grenoble, stay in the country that he is familiar with. I believe he's from he's Nigerian, I believe, isn't he? No, he's from Cote d'Ivoire. But he just played with Dunkirk this past season, was with Everton before there. I guess he's bounced around a bunch. Well, he started at RC Lens. So, yeah, we're signing this guy to a squad player deal worth $591,000. And he's going to join our team here. Jean-Philippe, absolutely. It'll go through on July 1st, 2024. So I believe that is when maybe not when the transfer window opens, but maybe that's when his contract ends. Yes, that's what it is. His contract with Dunkirk ends on the end of June, so at the start of July, he will join our squad. And also Alexis Claude Maurice has indeed accepted his contract as well. And I think we're going to go ahead and do that too, because I think he's going to add a good bit to our team, especially since he can play in the midfield. He can play both winger roles. He can play that striker role. He can even play this if we want to add in that at some point. But for now, he's going to be a squad player. He's agreed to be a squad player. We like him. He's 25. He's got decent potential. He just played with Nice last season. I think that he's going to be a solid player for us. So we're bringing him in on a free transfer. And we're going to go ahead and do that. Boom. They say it's a B- signing with the fan reaction. Good League One player with his potential, regular starter who could still improve, and we're getting him as a squad player. So that is absolutely fine by me. Please welcome him to the squad. One thing that is interesting is there's this 22-year-old keeper who right now would be our best keeper. 22 years old, his transfer value is not that high. He's been transfer listed by his Serie B squad. This guy is very intriguing. Because we could come in and, like, right now, our keeper situation is Mableau, simply because he's the veteran. But, I mean, he's 34. He's on his way out. He's better off as just a regular keeper than he is a sweeper keeper, which is what we're trying to play, a sweeper keeper support. Like, he can kind of fake it through it, but, like, at this point, Loish is honestly even better than he is as a sweeper keeper support. So, like, we might try to sell Mableau as this random goalkeeper pops up in my thing here. Also, this guy's playing for St. Pat's on loan from Liverpool. I am kind of interested. Now, I know we bought some keepers last year. We've got sort by keeper here. We've got Gino, who could develop to be something pretty good, but we're not going to start him right now, obviously. Diop is signed for multiple seasons, but, like, he's nothing. I believe he's their keeper in real life because I think they got rid of Mableau. This guy is nothing. We take a look at the U19 teams. We also signed Baba, who once again could be something someday, but we're not going to start him. And then Lalong, the 15-year-old, could be something someday, but once again, we're not going to start a 15-year-old in League One either. Like, I think we need a keeper. Because, like, Mableau is just getting old. He is the captain. But, like, I'm curious if we transfer list him, if there's anybody who wants him. Our guy Musanada here, Lubamba Musanada, the right back that I was looking at, they think he's an A-. He's a current international with plenty of experience, natural in a couple positions. Doesn't have the greatest jumping reach, but that's whatever. Alrighty, so our offer for Pitaluga has been accepted, as well as Pizzinacho. And then also we sent out a offer for Lubambo Musanda, the right back, at $90,000 with like a couple other things in it. And I think we are going to offer Musanda here, but I don't know which keeper. So they're even on shot stopping. The Italian guy has got edge on distribution. barely on aerial. Eccentricity is Pizzaluga. Barely on communication is the Italian. 2 on mental. Faster is Pitaluga. Physicals is Pizzanaccio. Or Pizzanaccio. Whatever this fucking guy's name is. Attributes. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of blue. So, like this, but we know that. Like, we know that this guy is better right now than this guy. But this guy's cheaper, and this guy could be just as good as this guy. This guy has more experience, though. 38 appearances, 9 shutouts. He's getting yellow cards. Yeah, he has the big matches. He has consistency. Yeah, we're going to go for the Italian. Pitaluga, we're going to walk away from him. And then we're going to offer the Italian. First choice goalkeeper, absolutely. We're going to finalize those promises. We're going to try to talk him down a little bit. Yearly raise, get that shit out of here. He has a agent with, like, no patience, though, so we don't love that. Can we get this shit out of here? Maybe bump this up a little bit. Up that up a little bit. And we'll give you a little bit of bonus if we win the French Cup. Yeah. I think we're gonna finalize this. We're gonna give him that offer. I mean, he's damn good. He is damn good. Second in the Serie B with saves. 4th in saves held. 12th in shutouts. Yeah. We're doing this. Boom. And then Musonda, our right back. We are not going to promise that you play as a winger. That's not happening. He's also got a bunch of green here in the pros. I mean, he just keeps going and going and going. Beautiful stuff. We'll make him a regular starter. That's what his thing is. Could we possibly cheese him and be like, hey, squad player? He'll do that. Sure. Fantastic. Maybe drop this down a little bit. His agent is lenient. We don't do no appearance fees here, buddy. We'll give you a shutout bonus and an assist bonus. We're not doing this shit, though. We'll give you that. Boom. We'll offer that. What do you mean I can't vote for myself? What am I supposed to do? Vote for Saint Etienne's coach? That's bullshit. I guess that's what I'm doing. I'm voting for Saint Etienne's coach. Behind him, we're gonna go. We don't vote for this guy. They got relegated. They were the favorites, and they underperformed. We're gonna go Bordeaux, who is Riera, and then the third place. We'll give Rodege. Why not? Boom. Those are my votes for head coach of the season. Oh, Mendy, you little bitch. God damn it. He wants to talk about why we are trying to sell him. Why have you started to offer me around to other clubs? You want to get rid of me the same to my face? Didn't I already do that? I'm struggling to find a place for you in the team. Okay, he's hurt. So we might have to, like, not do this inverted fullback thing that we want to do. But, like, I think that's our best course of action, is to do the inverted fullback. And there's, no offers for him at all. Like, what the hell? Nobody wants this guy? There's not a single team anywhere that wants. Maybe we'll offer him again once the transfer window opens, and maybe that'll change something. Boom. Lubamba Musando, our new right back, has accepted his offer, and we are going to bring him in on a, what was it, like a 3-year deal, 2-year deal? Through 2027? Hell yes! Rigo claims League 2's player of the season. What is that? Is that, like, voted on by the players, I'd imagine? Cool. He's your favorite player's favorite player. And then the League 2 Stars team of competition. Out of 11, we had 8 guys. Mendy, Rigo, Chapche, Terrain, Valls, Sylvester, Postolacci, and Sanyang, all in this 11. And then the most assists award went to Pelin of Auxerre, and Theo Valls gets number 2 with 14 assists. He had 1 more assist than us. Postolacci gets named the top goal scorer in League 2. This guy from Saint Etienne gets the best goalkeeper award, the 27-year-old from Saint Etienne. And then we indeed do win best head coach of the season. Jeremy Bourne, fantastic stuff. Our managing director is pleased. And then the best 11 of the season, we had two guys in there in Dante Rigo and Pastalacci. Auxerre had two guys as well. Rodege had two guys. Paris FC had two guys. Saint Etienne had a dude. Guingamp had a guy. And Bordeaux had a guy. No offer for Jeremy on his loan to just anybody in the world, which is odd. And my contract add-ons have triggered. So I now get a 2-year extension on my contract after getting promoted. And since Chapche and Pastalacci both got Team of the Year in the division, they both get $17.5 thousand bonus for Chapche and $14.5 thousand bonus for Pastalacci. And Matt Blow has received an offer from a Portuguese Premier Division side. Interesting. That is his preferred destination as well. What if we, crank this up a little bit to, 1.5? They say 1.3. We'll do that. Boom. Champions Grenoble season stats. We were first in expected goals against, goals per game, conceded per game, fouls per game, shots on target per game, shutouts, and second in average possession as we dominate the league. As we know, we just keep getting these emails that remind us how sick we were this season. I know we're supposed to find a loan for... Oh, that's right, we were supposed to offer Touré a new deal. Good thing this email popped up. He expects a long-term contract. He wants to start most matches, but we can probably talk him down from that. Going up in playing time. We're not going to guarantee his ass a role. Dude, are you really going to do this shit? Okay, we'll do that. He'll be a starter in 25-26. Sure, why not? Finalize that. There we go. I will absolutely give that to Touré. And here we go. Our Italian keeper, who I'm going to have to learn how to pronounce his name at some point, 22 years old, being brought in from a Serie B side. At least I think that's, Serie B side. We're bringing him in, and he is going to be our keeper for the future here, and the current. And Matt Blow has indeed agreed to leave the club to go to the Portuguese Premier League. This team that is a mid-table, just recently founded in the Premier League. That's weird. And Pastalacci got hurt while playing for Moldova. Fantastic stuff. Gonna miss 7 to 8 weeks. So I went out and we found a 28-year-old Italian midfielder who's currently not with a team. He can play... Like I said, I was looking for a guy who could play both of the midfielder roles for us, the DM and the CM. And this guy looks like he could be incredible, and he only wants to be a squad player. So we bring him in as a backup to come in off the bench with 16 first touch, 16 passing, 15 vision, 15 to 19 teamwork, 12 to 15 off the ball, 15 to 18 determination, 16 flair. His speed's not exactly the worst either. Could even have some really good agility. His decisions and composure are good. His anticipation is good. He can dribble. He can cross. He can take free kicks. He can do long shots. His technique could be really good. I'm interested. This is Milan, or Inter, rather, because they lost their license, and I don't have the updated thing where they actually are in the game. It's still, so, this is Inter in Serie A, and then AC Milan, I believe, also lost their license. Yes, they're Cascavite Milano. Oh, wow. Okay, we just got the email that the new League One season is approaching. The matches will be announced on June 19th, which is just a few days here. And Auxerre did indeed get promoted, which means that they beat Clermont in the promotion playoff. So us, Saint Etienne, and Auxerre are all up here in Ligue 1 this season. They did not. They are not going after De Gea. Auxerre bringing in the longtime Man United keeper as a free agent. And Sensi has decided to sign with us over Bordeaux and Angers. Hell yes. Now, this guy has had a bunch of injuries in the past, but we're going to take a shot. We're taking a shot. We're not signing him to a super long-term deal, so we're going to bring him in. He's going to play for us, and he should be pretty good. Boom, there we go. 4-star player. He's an important player in his prime years, and we have him on a squad player deal. I mean, this dude is going to be sick. Gets forward whenever possible, shoots from distance, plays 1-2s, dictates tempos. He has a fucking transfer value of $9 million. We got him on a free transfer. Yeah. Pretty good. So here in League 2, these teams got promoted. We were the biggest overachievers. And Concarneau, Bastia, Amiens, and Dunkirk gets relegated. The League 2 signings of the season is the best signing of the season apparently was Pastalacci, along with Vols, and then a couple other guys from the league. Rule changes, I'd imagine it's just the same rules, just updated for the years. Yeah. And Legia has made an offer for Terrain. Legia from the Polish League. I am aware of them because I had a Polish League save going for a bit. Can we perhaps talk you into like 2.6? 2.1 with that if he reaches 50 league appearances. Yeah. Why not? We're going to do it. I accepted it. Board request meeting to discuss club improvements. Potentially expanding the payroll budget for the general manager position. Fucking in a bigger. Do we even have a general manager? We have like a managing director. I think that we should put it into other potential improvements, like our facilities. How would you spend the money? I think that we would. Okay, so they won't let me ask for regular facilities, but they will ask me for youth facilities. We should improve the club's youth facilities. Okay, well, why'd you ask me then? As our fixtures have been released, you can see here we start our season off against the team we beat last year, OGC Nice. Take a look at our season here. It's Nice, Montpellier, Lyonnais, Lens, Auxerre, Saint-Étienne, Lille, Strasbourg, Rennes, PSG on October 20th. We have gone ahead and scheduled our friendlies. Hopefully none of these guys cancel on us. Just a quick run through of what we're doing here. We scheduled 8 friendlies, all of them for this period here, and then this is our opener every Tuesday and Saturday through this preseason period. We play Bavois, which is a Swiss League team. We play another Swiss League team. Then we play this French National 3 side. We play a French National 3 side. Goal FC is a French National 2 side, which we actually have loaded in this season. Le Puy Foot is a French National 2 side. And Wolfsburg, we all know about Wolfsburg. They're a Bundesliga side. I wanted to put in one team that was like a better reputation team than us and just see where we kind of stand against them. And then our finale in the preseason is against Finale. Also, in case if you're wondering where we are projected to be in League all this season, it's dead last. They think that we're going to be in 18th place. We have the worst odds. Not ideal. I think that we should probably try to strengthen something. But, I mean, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough no matter what we do. I don't really know why they think Saint-Étienne is so much better than us, but I don't know. Maybe they signed somebody. But, I mean, they're a better club than us in general. They have the training and all that stuff. If you go by this is going to be our first time in League All since the 60s. And also, this was 12 million like a month ago. And then I also meant to show down in League 2, the favorites down there are Havre AC. So the top 2 teams are the 2 teams that just got relegated. Then Bordeaux, Angers, Clermont in 5th. And then just called up from the National is FCSM and Nimes, which is the like alligator team. And then down in the National this season, Amiens is projected to, or they're the favorites to win it along with Bastia behind them. Red Stars still down here. Dunkirk and Concarneau are here. And then these sides got promoted from the National 2 which the favorites to win that league is the team that we are affiliated with, FC Ruin. Oh, this is actually just the A division. There's also the B division, which has these clubs in it, and then the C division, which has these clubs in it. Oh man! Adama Traore might possibly be in League All? That would be sick. That would be sick. I can make all sorts of jokes every time we play this team. This guy is one of, for the backstory on this guy, one of the first really ever EPL games that I really sat down and actually tried to watch this season was Fulham West Ham. I said it was one word. Fulham West Ham at Craven Cottage, which by the way is a sick stadium. I love it. It kind of gives me Rutgers Rack vibes, where the crowd is right on top of the field. Love that it's right in the river too. It's a sick vibe at Craven Cottage. But anyways, this guy checks in the game, and I'm just holy! I'd imagine everybody has this sort of reaction seeing this guy for the first time in game. And if you haven't, look up Adama Traore, and you're just gonna see this picture does not do it justice. This man is the most jacked guy on the planet. He's Takeo Spikes level linebacker. And then Terrain is indeed set to go to Legia of the Polish League. All right, so we have gone out and offered a couple other transfers. We've gotten the money from Terrain. We have $7 million in transfer budget that we can put into the payroll budget if we need to. There's this other guy who is somebody who we were going to bring in here for the future. You can see here he only wants a salary of not even $200,000. And we are going to be paying $1.2 million for him, which we can do. He is a Swede, currently playing for a Swedish First Division Elite side on loan from Molde, which is a Norwegian Premier Division side. You can see here, really good he's a natural midfielder who can play both left back and right back. He also has, does it not say here? Am I just missing where it doesn't say that he's, here it is, there we go. Left foot reasonable, right foot very strong. So, really good potential as well. We're getting him at $1.2 million. He's going to be cheap. I think he could develop and be a very versatile midfielder / fullback sort of guy, or literally that's what he is, midfielder / fullback, and on a cheap deal. And I think he could develop. We like that he has these traits to run with ball and get forward often. He could develop. Probably going to be somebody we'd look to get out on loan for the first season he's with us, maybe even the second season, but definitely somebody we're going to go ahead and acquire here. As we start the negotiations with him, he's a breakthrough prospect. We're going to finalize that, drop this down a little bit, maybe even give him 4 years. Take out this appearance fee, take out the substitute fee. We're not going to do that. And then we'll give you, we'll take that out. Okay, he's up a bit. We'll do that. Boom. $192,000. We're going to try to get him out on loan here to start, but we're going to bring him in, and hopefully he's going to develop for us. Apparently, selling Terrain for $2 million, 1.9, and can go up to 2.1 is a record sale for Grenoble. The previous record was selling this guy to the MLS. Okay. Sure. Playing for McConaughey's side over there. And now he's wanted by Watford. Interesting. I will say, one guy that I thought was very interesting that I found when I was looking at right backs, but this guy right here, this guy from Cameroon, he is 5'4". But look at this guy. He's not the fastest player, it doesn't look like. We're having being scouted right now. He's currently playing for a side in the Cameroon League. One of the Cameroon leagues, I'd imagine. He's got insane crossing, insane passing, good tackling, good technique, good heading, even though he can't jump, good first touch, good dribbling. He can do corners. Looks like he can do free kicks decently. He can mark people decently well. His vision's maybe not the best, but it could be okay. His decisions could be okay, could be bad. He's really good at not getting knocked over. He's got that low center of gravity, but he's not fast. He can't jump, obviously. Who knows what his composure is going to be. His concentration also seems like it's a problem. He has no flair. His off the ball is not great. His positioning is not great. Neither is his teamwork. But he's got these, like, what is this guy's deal? He's got all these really good technicals. And he's very interesting to me. I want to see what he's like when he gets fully analyzed and what we see. All this stuff is totally unlocked. And he looks like he's just going to be, like, really cheap. I don't know if he'd be, like, a starter for us, but we're interested in this guy for sure. All right, so this guy has gotten back to us after one day. We're just going to give him this very measly contract. He wanted to be an emergency backup. I think it's worth bringing him in and just seeing if these technicals can turn him into like some sort of weird Moneyball sort of weapon. And we've also just brought in a bunch of players on trial here to see if these guys are interesting. We brought in ZBG on a trial again just to have and maybe give a small contract to at some point if we're desperate for like a right back, but not exactly a top option. This guy we've already terminated. I believe we also terminated this guy. But some of these other guys, like this dude, we found these guys because they got released by other French clubs. And this dude spent last year on this team, Nantes in Ligue 1. They just straight up released him, and he looks like he's a damn good midfielder. So I don't really know what he wants. Let's just see. Not anything too crazy. We could even talk him down a bit. We'll keep him in, see what his actual rating is, and then we'll decide. This guy, though, could be what we're looking for at that right back spot. You can see here, looking like he's going to be damn good. Spent 110 appearances with the Kaiser Chiefs in the South African League. He could be really good. His ratings look good. His current ability, is, according to this, looks good. What does he want? Pretty penny. So we would definitely have to pay for him, but it's a free transfer. So we don't have to do anything transfer budget for him. And now Amine is like, I want a new contract, and he wants to be an actual starter. Like, come on, dude. Come on, dude. What's your problem? What is your fucking problem? How about this? I'd argue that I prove I deserve this. Awesome. I highly doubt... Please just do squad player. Please, dude. You're not a starter. It's not happening. Okay, how about this? How about this? Squad player. Next year, regular starter. And now he's locked me out. Sick. Now he's going to get pissed. We also signed another fullback prospect because we have a million fullback prospects because why not? I'm just looking at fullback so often that I'm seeing all these prospects, and I'm like, we could develop this guy. Sloan Matando here, 20-year-old. He is from the Congo. You can see that he is currently playing for VVV Venlo, which is a second division Dutch side. He looks like he could be okay, but if he comes into our system and we see his full potential, this could be even better, or it could be worse, or it could be 2.5 stars. But I'm thinking we might want to bring him in. He's wanted by 14 clubs. That makes me think that he does have high value. A lot of these he's even interested by Eredivisie sides. So they think that he has significant potential. If he has significant potential in Netherlands, I would imagine he probably also has significant potential here. And he wants a very cheap deal. So we are going to give him that very cheap deal and then send him out on loan to probably FC Rouen. So we'll accept that. Same thing with this guy. I mean, how? How is he like that? I don't understand. These technicals are so good. We're not going to put this guy on loan. We're going to get this guy, but we're going to have him on the team. We're going to keep him here for a season, making $40,000 or however long he wants to be here. And he's going to be like one of our emergency backups who actually is on the senior squad and probably plays for the second team as well. Okay, this guy actually is better than we thought. He's actually a 4-star potential, potentially League 1 standard. That's fantastic stuff. The 20-year-old Sloan Matando has signed for us. And then, yeah, this guy's a good National player. So, I don't know. He's very... I mean, look at these technicals. 16 crossing, 16 dribbling, 16 first touch, 17 passing, 17 technique, 14 tackling, 14 marking. He can free kick. He can do corners. But he's not fast. And he's really good at staying not getting knocked over because he's got that low center of gravity. I think this guy is worthy of bringing in to be like an emergency backup sort of guy, second team player. I mean, there's no way that like these technicals don't at least play a little bit. Okay, and now Benet wants to discuss his future. That's cool. That's cool. We'll do $1 million for Jesse Benet. Why not? That's right. Amine also expects to be offered a new contract now. Can you let us... I'm sorry. He accepts our apology. He still has no patience, or he has a little bit of patience. Will you please just be a squad player? Why? Okay, we'll say you're a starter, but you're not actually going to start. We'll deal with it. We'll deal with it. We'll talk you down a little bit. We'll bump that up to 30 even. I'll give you an assist bonus. Why not? We're not giving you no yearly raise. Talk you down a little bit. Boom. 650K. Finalize the deal. All right, so we're going to go ahead and I think offer a contract to 26-year-old Reeve Frostler here. I think we know enough about him to be comfortable signing him here as our new starting right back, and also a guy who can play other positions for us. I like the scouting report. He's versatile. He's got good speed and acceleration. They think he's a good League One player. Consistency, fairly determined, could improve as well. We don't care that he's bad in the air. He's a wing back. Okay, we'll do that, I think. I think we can do that. We'll finalize that as the offer for him. And then I believe that we do want to bring in one of either Mutasami here, Samuel. He just looks like he could be pretty good for us. He's spent a lot of time at the Ligue All side, so he's been in a league here before. He looks like he could be really good. I mean, he should be really good. He can play both these midfielder positions that we need. He can even play the left back a bit as well. He can play both wings as well. Like if we go to our tactics here and we pull up here, he pops up in that right wing position. He pops up in the left wing position. He pops up in the midfield positions, obviously. He pops up in this as like a possible option for us on that inverted fullback role. I think we're going to offer a deal to Mutasami because I think that this guy is pretty damn good. 27, he's still decently young. So we're going to go ahead and see what he wants. Obviously, he's going to want to be an important player, but can we talk him into just regular starter? We cannot. So we'll just do important player. Why not? He even wants less than Frostler, so that's cool. 4 years, we'll do that. There you go. I'll offer that. I'll offer 800K for Mutasami, 4 years, 3 million relegation release clause, but he also gets a bonus if he helps us avoid relegation, which we are fully planning on doing. We do not want to go back down. That's not something we're interested in, so we're offering this. I feel like we need some guys, some real dudes to add to the bunch here, because obviously we have a team that was very good in Ligue 2, kind of overachieved. We were projected like ninth or something, and we really overachieved. And now I still think we are a solid bunch, but I don't know if we have enough dudes to be like a solid. Not that we're expected to be like a mid-table or like a competing team, but like enough dudes to really like compete and keep us out of the relegation zone. But if we bring in Frostler and Mutasami, I think that could absolutely push us into that area of being a team that is much more equipped to compete here in Ligue 1. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're here on July 7th. We are coming up on our friendly window. I do think that the friendlies, I'm just going to keep a part of the offseason video here, so I don't know how long this video is going to be, but we're just going to cruise through the friendlies here, see how things go, and get ready for the league all season. And now Eddie Sylvester wants an improved contract, because of course he does. We'll talk you down one. I mean, what's the real difference between those? We'll just... boom. I guess we'll offer Eddie Sylvester $1 million a year. Why not? And of course, Reeve Frostler is now generating interest from other teams. We offered him our contract. We want him and Mutasami, whatever his name is. We cannot let Reeve Frostler go to Saint Etienne. That's just not something we can deal with. But apparently he's getting offers from a lot a lot of teams. He has bids from us. He has bids from Saint Etienne, from this second division of Netherlands team, also an Eredivisie side, 2 Portuguese Premier League sides, a Spanish First Division, 2 Spanish Second Divisions, and 2 Portuguese Premier League sides, as well as active interest from multiple 10 teams, rumored interest from 6 teams. This guy, we want him. Hell yes! We're getting Samuel Mutasami, the 27-year-old midfielder. He has indeed decided to sign with us, so that is fantastic. We will accept that offer. Boom. He's a 3.5, 4-star potential. We will take that. Absolutely. Just a little loan update, as we've been sending out guys on loan pretty consistently here. Joshua Baba is currently down in the Ligue with Laval. He is going to be playing with them. Godwin has been sent back to the Nigerian Premier League as an important player on that team. Nathaniel Tia, one of our just like whatever prospects, whatever wingers. He's like, he could spot you some time here, whatever. But we just have him playing on the team. This is in France, I believe. Yes, they're in the National 2. Apparently sponsored by the Ford Explorer. Maega is also playing for this club that's sponsored by the Ford Explorer. Yamego is playing for a team in Burkinabe. And Belkir, the Algerian, is playing for a French National 2 side with a name that I will not even attempt to pronounce. And then Ambula and Watto are both playing for FC Rouen, our affiliate club down in the National. Or National 2, aren't they? Yes, they're National 2 because they just got relegated. Speaking of loans, we have a loan sorted for Jahami here. He is going to go play for this club in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Premier Division A. I believe he's there as an important player. Regular starter, whatever. He's there to play. They're giving us $1 of monthly fee. He's going to go play there. He can be recalled if we need to, but yeah, he's going to go down there, see how it goes, and obviously somebody not going to play for us at the moment, but hopefully we can develop him and maybe he can play for us down the line. Is the whole damn roster going to be whining about their contracts? I mean, you were a bench player in Ligue 2, and now you're just like, oh, I deserve to be having a new contract. Like, what are we talking about here, man? Boom, we'll do that. Little over 500,000, just under 550,000, 3 years. He gets an extension if we avoid relegation. Now, to be fair, I should mention that Mendy, we did get an offer for him from FC Metz here in Ligue 2. You can see it's $2.8 million. So, presumably, once this goes through, we will be able to put some of that into our payroll. At least that's what I'm hoping. You've got to be kidding me. Reeve Frosler has accepted West Brom's offer. He'd rather go play in the Championship than he would in League All. That is just ridiculous. And then Mendy also has agreed to join FC Metz, so we're going to lose Mendy, which we were anticipating, so we can accept that. So we're taking a look at some right-backs here, some guys who are pretty decently valued in world reputation, just to kind of get an idea on guys who could be pretty damn good, but maybe not like very, very expensive. Like some of these guys up here I've looked at, like this guy I was looking at, he wants like $3 million in salary. We cannot give that to him, obviously, but there are some guys that we are possibly able to look at here. First one is Ivan Turtasov. He is currently playing in Bulgarian First Division. He is Bulgarian as well. He looks, just based on what we do know about him, that he could be pretty decent. And he could play both left back and right back well. Looks like he would play center back, or unconvincing, rather. Yeah, never mind. But left back and right back are both very playable for him. He's 24, decently young. He's somebody we're looking into, and also does not want that much money. The thing with him would be the transfer budget would be the main thing, where it's into the millions. Then the other one we're looking at is Enoch Kwatang, who is only listed at $500,000. He is actually transfer listed, as you can see here, for $500,000. Currently playing for FC Nantes, which is a League All side. He is a right back. He's a bit more of a cheaper option because he wants a cheaper. He doesn't want that much money through salary, and the transfer value is only 500,000 on him. And we're scouting all these guys to see what they are going to be before we actually make a move on any of them. And then the other one we are looking at is Fran Karacic, whatever this guy's name is. He is Australian, currently playing for a Croatian side. And before that he played for Brescia, and before that he played for another Croatian side, and then a Dynamo Zagreb. I've heard of them. But yeah, Australian, that's cool. Looks like he could be pretty decent as well. So those are the three main guys that we are looking at here. None of them want super, super high salaries. So we're scouting them, seeing what they look like once the scout goes through. And we'll see which one of these guys ends up being our right back. Alrighty, we're making another signing here. Once again, dipping into some of those U21 prospect type guys who are going to play on our U19 team. Zakaria Alawu, something like that. Zakaria here, 18-year-old striker from Morocco. Has a 3.5-star potential, possibly 4. Currently 2-star ability. He looks like he has decent ratings. I thought he could be somebody who comes in and develops maybe for us. So we bring him in. Maybe we pump up his value at some point and we develop him and then sell him. Or maybe we develop him and he turns into a monster and he's a starting striker for us. Whichever outcome happens is fine by me. We are going to be paying him a very measly amount of money. He's going to come in and hopefully develop, like I said. And then boom, look at this. They think his potential's even better than I thought it was when I signed him. So, I mean, we're playing with house money now at this point. Alrighty, this is the second to last friendly. We are hosting VfL Wolfsburg. They are a Bundesliga side. I believe they are at least a mid-table Bundesliga side. So this should be a decent test to see where we really stand, at least the first half, where we have all our starters in, and then at halftime I put in an entirely new 11. And there you have it. Very, very solid performance. They do score 1 on us in the second half, but we also tack on another one. Jarju comes on, scores in the 80th. Solid performance. We outshot them. We outshot on targeted. We had a higher XG. We had more clear-cut chances. We dominated possession. We just had a very, very solid game against a solid Bundesliga side. You gotta be happy with that. Alrighty, we have gotten through the preseason completely undefeated. Nobody's even come close to beating us. 3-0 over Bavois. That was a 5.62 XG for us. Then we played Olympique de Genevieve, something like that. A Swiss side. Beat them 5-0 with a 5 XG. Moved on to take on this French National 3 side. Beat them 3-1 with a 2 XG. Then it was a 3-1 win over I believe they're National 3 side. And then we played Goal FC, who is a National 2 side. Beat them 4-0 with a 4.5 XG. Then we moved on to play another French side. They're in the National 2. And we beat them 2-0 with a 2.5 XG. And then VfL Wolfsburg, we saw that. That was the 4-1 win over a Bundesliga side. We'll check in a second to see where they are on the Bundesliga. But then we finished the preseason with Finale, perfectly named, an Italian side down in the lower divisions for them. 10-0, 48 shots, 22 on target, 8.13 XG, 7 clear-cut chances, 63% possession, 18 corners, and just completely ran them out of Stade des Alpes. As you can see here, all the ratings we had, ton of 7s, Sensi, Benet, Sanyang, Pastalacci all had 8s. Alabi had an 8. Jarju and, what was his name? Claude Maurice both had 9s. They had multiple guys with sub-6s. Not what you want to see for their side. Very much what you want to see for our side. And then, like I said, the Bundesliga, the season preview, Wolfsburg, they're projected 5th. So we just hook it to a team that is projected 5th here in the season preview. in friendlies. So, who knows if they actually played their top squad or what the situation was, but I mean, still, you got to feel pretty damn good about getting promoted to the top flight in France, playing a top flight, one of the better teams in Germany, and beating them handedly in the friendlies. Whereas we are coming up on our season opener here against OGC Nice, the team we beat in the French Cup last season. That is only a few days away. That will be next episode, though. First, let's take a look at what the season preview is here for us. So, season preview. We are still projected to finish dead last here in Ligue 1. I just flat out don't agree with that. I think that we have a much better team than they are giving us credit for, and I think we could absolutely play ourselves out of these bottom 3 spots here. I mean, I'm very confident that we're better than Auxerre and Saint Etienne. We took it to them last year in Ligue 2. We're going to do it again here in Ligue 1. And all these teams down in this range, watch out, because the boys from the Alps are here. We are still keeping an eye on those right backs that I was talking about. One of them will be a member of our team, but right now, heading into the season, unfortunately, we do have a couple injuries. We also have Shantip, who's going to miss the first game of the season with a match. He had like a match suspension that carried over from last season because of his yellow cards. But the main injury that we have to deal with is Dante Rigo. He is going to miss up to 4 days to 2 weeks. So he could be back in a couple days. He could not be. We'll have to see. He got hurt towards the end of friendlies. He only missed like the last 2, I think it was. And then Gabamim, Jean-Philippe here, he just got hurt in the last game of friendlies against Finale. He's out for 8 to 10 days. Not going to miss very, very much. And then Lenny Joseph, you can see here, has the thumbs down because he missed the entire friendly season as he got hurt literally like 2 days into training season. So we came back from vacation, he trained for like 2 days, and he had an injury, which you can see here is he had a double hernia. That was his thing. He had a double hernia, missed 4 weeks. Hopefully, he'll be able to get his match sharpness up. Once he comes back, we'll be playing him a bunch, trying to get his fitness up down on the lower teams for the second team, and then also probably maybe even some U19 team as well. But for now, this is what the team looks like. I'm pretty solidly set on this. I think we have a solid group here. Sensi could move to the bench. Rigo will be back in this role when he comes back, and that makes the team even stronger. I think this team is looking pretty damn solid. I think it's going to even look even better once we get a solid right back in this right back role that Musanda's in right now. But Musanda played well in friendlies, so I'm pretty confident in this team here. We have our same box-to-box Mazzala set up in the central midfield. The deep-lying playmaker is now just a support role with either Sensi or Rigo. We have that inverted fullback over here. We could mess around with this being a regular fullback, but for now it's going to be an inverted fullback with the wing back over on this side, the regular 2 center back roles, ball player and regular. The sweeper keeper is now a support, the advanced playmaker up here in the top right wing, and then the left wing is Sanyang on just a regular winger attack. Deep lying forward to connect here, as Benet is going to be more out this way. We also have our counter-attacking tactic. If we go up against PSG, we go up against Marseille, this might be the tactic we go with. And then we have a third tactic being trained, which is just literally our tactic from last season, just in case we ever wanted to break that out. But for now, it's still pretty similar to this. It's just this one focuses on counter-pressing, whereas this one focuses on countering. And we are ready to head into the 24-25 season here in Ligue 1, our first here with Grenoble.